Hey everyone, Stacks here, checking out Marauders number 4. So welcome back to the channel, and we'll go ahead and jump right into this. You got Gerry Duggan writing this, Lucas Werneck on art, and your color artist is Federico Blee. Worth noting here that artist for the cover is Russell Dauterman and Matthew Wilson. So the book starts out with a white page, one of the top secret memo style ones, and the big takeaway from it is that intelligence agencies are still having problems identifying what exactly is going on with mutant kind right now. And something that stood out to them is the return of a mutant that they know was dead, and that's Jumbo Carnation, the fashion designer mutant. And the reason they caught wind of him is because he showed up in New York with Emma Frost and started buying up a bunch of red material. Whoever it is submitting this report notes that, hey, look, I understand that mutant death is like a revolving door, but this one in particular, I've confirmed the death, I've pulled the files, he was dead. He whines about being vastly understaffed, and that's about it for the white paper. From there we jump to a beach in Brazil where you have a bunch of young mutants that are staring out onto the sea. They see the Brazilian Navy out there, basically preventing them from escaping and going to Krakoa. It's obvious somebody's communicated with them because they say, look, they said there's going to be a sign, and just wait for it. And that's when a lightning bolt comes out of the sky and absolutely blasts one of the ships. Now, if that sign wasn't enough, suddenly Pyro shows up, lighting everything on fire, singing Journey. Him and Lockheed, they're having way too much fun doing it. But as they come in, they make this big distraction, and these kids go rushing out towards the ships. Then the soldier jumps in, some dude named Paragon, and he's saying, look, you aren't going anywhere. You owe service to the state. You walk off this beach, you're a traitor, and the penalty for treason is death. The kids stop, throw their hands up, knowing there's nothing they can do, and that's when somebody from behind Paragon says, no one will be killed today. These children don't belong to you. Storm drops down in front of the kids and tells them, look, they are Krakoan, and if they choose, they are coming with me. Now, I don't honestly know who this Paragon dude is, but Storm just drops down in front of him. She's kind of a big deal, and he's going to be lowering the shades and be like, do you really want to fight with me? I was like, okay, yeah, okay, dude. She just holds up her fingers and has the electricity just crackling from it and says, I don't even know who you are. And then drops a bolt of electricity on him and tells him there will be no fight. And he's just laying there, just fried. He's like, is that the best you can do? And she's like, oh, no. That's just the leader. The main bolt is charging in the clouds still. And he looks over to the side and is like, oh. And then she drops the second bolt on him. Just boom. And with that, they get the kids loaded up, get them on the ship, and then put them through the portal to Krakoa. From there, we jump to Kitty Pryde and Bishop, who are working on a case that Bishop brought up back in Marauders number 1. But while they're trying to infiltrate this mansion, Kate is trying to convince Bishop that he needs to step up and be the Red Bishop for the Hellfire Club. And he is just adamantly against this. Actually brings up, if this is a corporation now, why do they need a queen? But as far as infiltrating, this is pretty cool. They parachute from a higher building onto this rooftop, and she just phases right through the roof, and they drop in to a big dining hall area. So back to what this mission is about, is this woman is headlining basically a bunch of anti-mutant rallies. And she's claiming that her husband touched a Krakoan portal and disappeared. However, on the Krakoan side, they have no record of him coming through the gate. And Bishop's been trying to investigate this, and he's come to the point where he's identified a void within the building, within their house, that no kind of technology he has can infiltrate it. And it's basically their safe room. So they show up, and of course they phase right through it. And right away they find their dude they're looking for, and he immediately shows up, just, Shadowcat, Bishop, is that really you, or is this some kind of trick? And it's obvious that these two are thrown off by the greeting, but he says, look, I can't believe you found me. I prayed and prayed for you mutants to rescue me. Can we go to Krakoa now? I need to get out of here. And that's where we get into some unexpected consequences of some of the things that Professor X has done. We find out, first of all, that there are a large group of people who are now worshiping mutants as gods. I guess Magneto would say that's about right, but it's a little bit creepy and kind of sad. But we also find out that when Charles Xavier reached out and talked to everyone on Earth telepathically that he broke some people because they heard a voice in their head that they could not figure out what was going on, and it made them slightly to moderately crazy. They quickly come to the realization that because he's human, they cannot take him with them, but they can't leave him here just locked up in this room. Well, that's when the door opens and somebody comes in and says, "We're under attack." And he's like, no, we're not. It's fine. I order you to go away. And he just gets kicked right in the stomach. They're like, "Look, we don't take orders from you. We take orders from your wife." And what you have standing before them is a couple dollar store knockoff Lady Deathstrikes. And they come right for Kate Bishop. She swings through. She phases, manages to save her neck, and gets a right cross in, knocking one down. Bishop opens fire on the other, but one of them sneaks in on Kate and knocks her out, breaks her nose again. And as she picks herself up, she manages to grab a pillow and slap this woman that's attacking her, and it knocks her backwards. Can Kate change the density of pillows, or is that just silliness here? Maybe it's a poorly drawn foam pillow that's really heavy. Maybe that's it. She does take it and phase it into her arm and leave her there, and she's gonna lose the arm. Call me crazy. Bishop even asks, like, can you get that out of her? And she's like, yeah, but we're running late, so we're gonna leave her. They grab the guy up and they head out the door, and they head to the event where she's speaking at, this big anti-mutant rally. And they just show up, they pop in right on her, and they're like, "Hey, we found him. Guess where we found him? He was locked up in your house." Well, Kate manages to get up on stage and just say, "Look, we're not your scapegoats anymore. Your husband heard a voice, went crazy, joined a cult, and worshipped mutants. That's not our fault. We're not the problem here." But it's real obvious with what goes on. This woman gets booed off stage and is completely humiliated in public. From there, you have another white page, and it's Hank McCoy, Beast, and Bishop communicating back and forth via text. And you have Bishop giving Hank information about these Lady Deathstrike characters. I do want to say that it doesn't seem like this is really written in character for Bishop. The way he's talking or texting here just doesn't sound like him. But it's my opinion. And but he also asks or mentions the Hellfire Corporation, and Beast kind of encouraged Bishop to step in and do it. He says she could use your help in this, and she can having somebody she can trust inside of the Hellfire Corporation would do her a lot of good and allow her to focus on things with the team. Back to the woman that was booed off stage. Public humiliation does not usually go well, and she takes this humiliation and is going to turn it into revenge. She's going to seek revenge against these mutants, and she is going to do that by using an older version of the Hellfire Club. Now, they're not going by the name Hellfire Club anymore. They're going by the name Hominis Verende, which, if you try to translate that, basically means feared people. But these are you got who else here? You got Cade Kilgore, Maximilian Frankenstein, Wilhelmina Kensington, and Manuel Induque. Now, this group had a lot to do with the Schism event for X-Men, and I believe appeared in the Wolverine and the X-Men storyline. I didn't read that, honestly, so y'all let me know what you guys know about this group down in the comments below. But right off the bat, this group is coming out with some accusations. They're saying these churches that have formed, they're actually blaming that on mutant telepaths, saying that these mutant telepaths are the ones influencing people to form these churches, that they're not just forming on their own. But with that, they look at mutantdom as a challenge, and they say that, look, as long as blood rages through the heart of the White King, mutantdom will, humankind will continue on and prosper, and that mutantdom is nothing more than a test for the strongest of the human race to face. But that's it for Marauders 4. I do feel like Marauders, since issue 2 has improved, I liked both issue 3 and 4. Issue 3 probably more so. It had less clowny goofiness to it. For whatever reason, while Kate Bishop is on in panel, she cannot take things seriously. But I feel like it's getting better. I feel like Gerry Duggan is dialing that back a little bit. I mean, he's the Deadpool guy. He's always kind of got that goofy humor. But I do think it's getting better. It's tightening up, and the story is finally starting to develop. And interesting to see what happens with Bishop here. You know he's going to take it. But I hope they can keep a level of seriousness with him that's kind of true to the character. This guy that's been through this apocalyptic world and now he's back here. All in all, I enjoyed the book though. I have a couple others I'm going to try to check out this weekend. I already did my X-Force #4 video. If you haven't checked that out, that is by far, in my opinion, the best book in the series, in the Dawn of X series right now. So go check that out. And of course, leave your comments down below about this branch off of the Hellfire Club, the Feared People or whatever it was. And let me know what you know about them down in the comments below. I always learn so much from you guys down in the comments that it really just helps benefit the channel, and I know other people are reading these comments, so leave those down below. If you haven't yet, jam that subscribe button and help me get to 3,000 subscribers before the new year. That would be absolutely incredible, being where I was at last year at this time. I do plan on piecing together a video for like a couple top 10s, probably a X-Men top 10 for 2019. So if you have any suggested comments on that, leave it below. And if you have any of your Marvel top 10 moments from out the year, leave that down in the comments below too, and I'll start, just jogging my memory so I can try to get this piece together here in the next few days. I hope everyone has a good weekend. That's all I got. Real Comic Stacks out.